Hello, gentlemen. You are receiving this message because you have been selected to work in the usher role, either in the previous services before and or looking at being able to serve this Easter weekend. And so I wanted to take the time to kind of dive deep, a little bit deeper into the usher role and where we need your help specifically during this weekend, but also as we start moving forth towards weekend services. One of the big important pieces of this weekend service is that we actually going to have two services, the 9 and 10:30. So what that brings is it brings more people to our campus, more people coming to the church. And one of the things we have to remember is that during Easter, a lot of people they bring their family, they bring more people into the church, or people are looking for a place that they can actually celebrate Easter service. So we're looking at being able to have 250 to 300 people during this weekend. I mean, I would just love to see our church filled with people. Last weekend, we had 190. That's counting the kids, but 190 people in our church. So you can imagine where we're looking at this and saying there might be a possibility that we might have 250 to 300. So because of that, I wanted to make sure we outline some things that we want to make sure we do really good at and continue to do well in. We do a great job, and we wouldn't be able to do this job at the church and provide the services that we provide without you. But here's a couple things and a couple recommendations where we need your help. The first place we need your help is in the beginning of service, right before the service begins. This is to make sure that the area is actually clean, that the invite cards are in the seats, that the pens are out, that there's no trash that's left over, seats are properly arranged, making sure it looks presentable. You want people to, when they walk into the church, they're getting a good impression as soon as they get to sit in their seats. So that's one area that we need your help. The other area that we need your help is actually getting people to be seated at their seats. As it goes, there's some people that actually arrive there early and arrive and get their seat early, but a lot of people are walking in right as the worship services, the worship piece of the service is actually beginning. And man, right now, Vester does a great job trying to handle everything and trying to handle the whole area. But when we have that many people coming through, we really need your help to have an assigned area that you're responsible for to ensure that you actually see if you have seats available and be able to sit people in those areas. So what we're going to ask is for the leaders, Doug and Vester, to be able to assign you an area that you're going to be responsible for. And in that area, you're going to make sure that there's actually seating appropriate. You know how it goes. People sit and leave a chair in between them, So being able to implore and talk to people, get them to move more towards the center of the aisle, towards the center of the church, so they can leave some space available for other people as they're walking in, so we can get them seated. So we're looking at being able to have and need your help during that time. Obviously, continue to do a great job with communion and a great job when we pass the bucket. So that's really not a big issue. It's never been a problem with it. We just need to help right there in the beginning. And so the question might be, so how long do I stay up there? Just right before the song ends. What I'm hoping is to be able to have a timeline for you, so that way you know kind of like when that should happen. But right before that's the songs end, then you can go and sit with your families. We just need you during that time where people are still walking into the church. I need your help to be able to usher people to their seats. Then the other place that we might need some help is right in between the two services. That's between the 10 and 10:30, right? After the other service ends, and about 10:15 before the other service, we open up doors to bring people in. The ushers that are on the 9 o'clock and the ushers that are 10:30 probably coming together to actually look at the chairs, making sure they're properly placed, making sure there's no trash, and once again putting more invite cards, making sure the pens are in the seats. People just throw them around. So making sure, once again, it looks presentable. So that way you're ready to go, and then the 9:30 folks can head on out to whether they're serving another area or go home, and then the 10:30 folks come in and they usher people in and have people get seated. So that's kind of sort of what I wanted to sort of outline and hopefully be able to see explain that to you. So if you have any questions at all whatsoever, don't hesitate to just hit reply on the email and let me know, or just catch me before service. I'm going to be there early before the 9 o'clock, hopefully around 8 o'clock in the morning or so. So hit me up, let me ask me any questions you might have. But we're hoping to be able to have this, and this is something that we want to focus on because we're looking for being able to. At one point in time, we're going to outgrow the one service. I mean, that's just the reality behind it. We might end up having a second service, right? So we really need your help. We really, really appreciate your willingness to serve. And we would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for your sacrifice and your help. I really appreciate it. This is coming from me and from Ryan, being able to tell you that we really appreciate your help. And please let us know if there's anything else that we can do for you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on Easter Sunday.